September 4th meeting minutes.
September 4th, 2025, meeting was called to order, 7 p.m. A motion was made by Mark Seaston to approve the February 13th and April 23rd, 2025 minutes. Tom Carter seconded, passed 2-0. Bank reconciliations for February 2025 through August 2025 were reviewed and signed off on by Tom Carter. The proposed 2025 Jackson Township budget was reviewed and explained by Trustee Bill Whitt. Trustee Bill Whitt explained Indiana House and Road Act 1461, 2025, and the establishment of the Jackson Township Capital Improvement Plan. The Capital Improvement Plan was reviewed. Mark Seaston read his letter of resignation as the Jackson Township Trustee Representative on the Morgantown Fire Territory Board, effective September 4th. A motion was made by Mark Seaston to adjourn the meeting. Tom Carter seconded, passed 2-0. Adjourned.
I have a motion.
I'll move to accept the minutes from the last meeting of September 24th.
I'll second it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the next item of business is to approve and adopt the 26th proposed budget.
Which document are we looking at? Oh.
Do I have a motion to adopt the budget?
I move we adopt the 2026 Jackson Township Morgan County budget as proposed.
I second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye. We know
Okay,
this.
next item of business is to make a resolution to approve and adopt the 26th capital improvement plan.
This is the document we're reviewing now.
Thank you.
This part's open for discussion, right?
This part's open for discussion.
Okay. So it's my understanding, of course, correct me if I'm wrong, but 10% of the budget can go to the rainy day fund that could protect from potential shortfalls in the future.
It can, yes.
Okay.
Unless they make another change on us that we're not aware of.
I would at least like that to be considered because, well, I know we weren't allowed to talk about the budget today, but are we getting funding? Do we have enough funding coming in to cover this year's budget?
2025?
Yep,
Yes.
2026?
2026 should be good coverage, yes.
Okay, if there's any fear of any kind of shortfall, moving it to the rainy day fund could prevent you from having to jack up our taxes again.
We can do that.
So I'd like that to be considered.
Oh, it will be.
question.
Yes.
On the top four of these, they say for the chapel and the cemetery and all that,
Mhm.
where's that money over there coming out of? Is that's coming out of what the township has, Mr. Witt?
The cemeteries that are owned by the township and controlled by the township, you know, we have to maintain, mow the grass, all that, fence and everything.
Does it come from the townships, the
Yes.
imaginary 600,000?
It comes from the township funds to maintain those cemeteries, yes.
Okay.
So 600 some $1,000.
In that neighborhood, yes.
I don't know how we got here, raising our budget by about $9,000 or $900,000, $800,000, whatever it was, with $600,000 in the bank. I know we're not talking about the budget, but and we're talking about annual fees for most of it, but a simple example, we had a 15% nest egg given to the fire department, over $100,000 this year. I feel like that $600,000 that's not targeted for anything could have easily covered that and maybe a few years of the equipment fund instead of sitting on $600,000.
Initially, that's what the funds were trying to accumulate for, was expansion down the road. Part of the reason we do have that extra income is I was eliminating things in the past that I thought were not something the township needed to be spending money on. Should I have kept a closer eye on that? Yes. So that's part of the reason behind that. I would like to see us use the capital improvement project monies, keep them here in this township since they were generated here. I would like to see them go toward the fire service in different ways. For example, I'm suggesting work with the town of Morgantown, for one, just as an example, and try to improve the fire hydrants for the town. Maybe we can work with Brown County Water. I'm not sure about Painted Hills Utilities, how receptive they would be, something along that line, so we could spread that money out around the township. It benefits the people, it benefits the fire, it stays in our township.
Yeah, the budget, and the budget's done, I understand that, so we have $600,000. A way that you can help the taxpayers here is focusing on the fire and focusing on anything that's gonna improve ISO ratings like water, like you just said. So I would hope that's priority on your list there.
It's in here, yeah, we've kind of spaced it out for like 5 this year, 5 the next, 5 in 2028. There has to be a 3-year plan on this.
Talking about those fire hydrants, do you have an idea where those are gonna be?
No, sir, I do not. I was hoping maybe the existing ones, some of the existing ones could be upgraded because the water company in the past always classified them as what they called a flush valve, even though it looks like a fire hydrant to you and me.
If they run a main down one of the roads here, are we gonna be required to tap onto those for a water main for residents?
That I do not know. That would
That would,
be entirely up to them if they would allow someone to tap onto
but
that
if you
main.
contract with them to do that, and if you're gonna put the burden back onto the homeowners to pay them to make us hook up to them,
Well,
and we're double whammy.
I see your point there, but the way I'm looking at it is, the only thing I'm gonna be worried with is if will work with us to establish the fire hydrants.
I would rather you take the fire hydrants out of the budget, so you found out exactly how they were gonna be done.
Well, that's something we need to discuss on this too. This is basically a wish and want list, just to keep this funding
I
in the
understand that,
township.
but sometimes the wait and want list becomes a hard for finalize the deal, and then we're all stuck there having to pay for it. These fire hydrants can really get out of hand, especially if a lot of people here got a big investment in their wells, and then we're forced to tap onto those. Do I get reimbursed for my wells?
Can't answer that right now. I'd like to say, I'm not
That's why I'd like to see the fire hydrants just totally taken out of this budget until you figure out what you want to do.
Well, right now, we're just trying to use the money, reserve it. We're not having anything in black and white or any in writing as of yet that we have to spend that money on those said fire hydrants.
Will we put that in a minute?
It's just an idea that I used for an example to try to keep money in the township. We could use it for something else. It wouldn't even have to be used for fire hydrants. That was just an idea I came up with.
Will we put that in the minutes of this meeting?
It's on, being recorded right now.
Okay.
So, in talking about the excess funds that we have, I'd like to know, so our budget's around $1,050,000. How much is the township bringing in this year? So, and the reason why I'm asking is because I want to know how much excess funds we're going to have next year. I know it's not going to be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No, it's
But
not.
how much excess are we looking at? I mean, I think you know the numbers, right? So you're getting 900,000 from us on your tax rate, I believe, about. And you have other funds coming in, right?
You're referring to our resolution here, those figures?
Well, I'm not looking at the resolution, but you're getting about $900,000 from the tax rate this year.
921,354 is what
Okay.
my figures show.
And then you have additional income from other resources. I'm wanting to know how much the township is bringing in total.
Well, for 2026, they should bring in 921,354. Oh, I'm sorry, I see what you're saying now. What's the tax revenue going to generate? Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay. That I do not know off the top of my head. I can find those figures out and try to get back with you.
I mean, is
It's going to be,
it more than
It
$1,050,000?
Sean, do you have any idea on that one? No, I have no idea right now.
So you don't know if we're gonna be on have a shortfall?
We shouldn't have a shortfall because we've got the balance here. We can encumber money, we can transfer, if there is a shortfall, from the excess, the reserve.
That's gonna be gone next year, though, the reserve.
Not entirely, no.
Three-year plan.
So you think 300 years?
How much do you have to earmark right now to keep it from getting, the 30% levy on it?
The way it was explained to us the other night was anything that we have at the end of 2026 is subject to the 30% capture to be placed in the road and infrastructure fund.
Anything that's not earmarked already?
Right, if we have items earmarked in 2026, they're not gonna let us do it in the 2025. If we have them earmarked in 2026, like for example, the things that are on that list, then that amount of funds they cannot touch. If we have $50,000 not accounted for to hold for an approved project, then that $50,000 is what would be subject to the 30%. Does that answer your question, Brad?
Yeah.
So basically, anything we have extra that's in a unrestricted fund, as they call it, is subject to the 30%. If we have it reserved for any type of project, they can't touch it.
How broad of terms can you use as far as, like you were talking about the hydrants and stuff? I was talking to Clinton about dry hydrants yesterday.
Right.
How broad of a term can you use and set that money aside and have the flexibility, whether it's wet or dry, or let's say they need it, what's new at,
Turbo.
the water?
Turbo draft.
You're talking about turbo?
Yeah, yeah. So can you can it be worded broad enough that you could address those and say, okay, we're changing our mind on the hydrants, we're gonna get the turbos?
Yes. You can do specifics if you like. General term is gonna be better in this situation. It has to be basically a tangible item that it can be reserved for. We can't use it for salaries, anything like that. It has to be an item of use. It can be used for facility upgrades and, somebody's parking lot, I've considered for the last several years creating a little small parking area out there at the Nass Chapel Cemetery. Haven't done so. That's my fault. I should have had it done by now. But items like that those funds can be used for.
So you can just about, if you, using your imagination, you can kind of earmark it for broad range stuff and secure it.
I talked to a trustee the other night that's gonna have a park. And he said, I'm gonna reserve the money for a park. I'll probably never have a park, but it is reserved for that project.
You just gotta name it and say we're reserved.
Yes.
So there's a lot of flexibility.
Yes,
And then just a resolution to move it at that later time, I'm assuming, right?
you can change it into some other item, yes,
With no penalty?
no penalty.
So I'm gonna go
At
back
this
to.
time, at this time. Who knows what the state will do on that? They dumped this all on everybody at once, and the Department of Local Government Finance with no guidance or direction.
When do you have to have the decision on it? When do you have to give them the,
We have to have this filed by September 30th.
ain't much time.
No, especially like say, when the Department of Local Government Finance
So between
hasn't
doing,
happened.
like, throwing 10% into the rainy day and then those other broad range, I guess you're creating them, right? You'd be creating designations
Mhm.
and, the broad, you should be able to lock up most of it.
Mhm. Yeah, what we have here tonight is, I can't remember if this is the second or the third version we made of this, to try to get the funds down to where basically, they're not gonna get much of anything from us for that road and infrastructure 30% capture.
Well, that's good.
But they've already got it from me and this gal and this people.
And not
We've already been hit hard. I'm tapped out.
Yeah.
$974.
Not only that, when FSG came in and advised you to do that,
Oh, they didn't advise them, that's part of the problem. They did, the
because I'm
trustee.
saying, shouldn't they have
Yeah.
taken into account these figures at that time to know how much our taxes should have been raised? This seems like we're working backwards.
We are working
And we're being
backwards.
faithful.
I mean, you should have known what you needed in order to raise our taxes up to 31.5%. Where did that number come from? Because this isn't making sense. It's like you're trying to arbitrarily save money from giving it to the county when you didn't know in the beginning why we needed a 31.5% tax increase. That doesn't make sense. That's not how we can run our budgets at home.
Amen.
Incompetence.
I don't get it.
Yeah, we're
You should
working on
know.
trying to figure out how to spend 600, however much money it is, that should have been spent, originally. It should have been taken out when we did this territory.
Yeah, they should have known what they needed and the expense of it, and we should have been taxed accordingly. I say you give a tax rebate back to the people here that overpaid.
Hey, let's go. Let's motion for
We
that.
overpaid.
Yeah, back to it.
Yeah, or resign.
Yeah, there's a way to save some money. Just do a tax rebate to homeowners, because you did not figure this up right in the beginning, or we wouldn't be sitting here saying, we gotta do this to save that. And you put these arbitrary figures on here that, if I'm gonna buy something, I know how much it cost.
And you have representation here, right? So the representation should be able to tell you that the fire department doesn't set the tax rate, you do. So the fire department shouldn't be submitting any certified tax rate to the DLGF.
He's just as incompetent too.
I say you take a vote on giving us a tax rebate because we've been overcharged.
Just a minute.
Absolutely.
Is there any consideration of coming back to the drawing table and working out a new plan and not totally getting rid of the plan that was signed on to, but something that's smaller and more reasonable? Have you guys seriously had any thoughts, because I know it's been top of everybody's mind, but have you seriously had any considerations to
We've offered to work with anyone who comes up with a viable plan.
I believe Dan
would.
suggested some numbers, didn't you, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, I talked about a couple plans, and I understand that you have better access than I do to talk to some of these people. I don't know the result. I don't know where Fletcher stands in Green Township if they want to come aboard and actually improve our resources because you have an additional fire department. Nothing against the town of Morgantown, but a township and a town combining does nothing but give you the ability to increase that tax rate. Now, had you combined with Green Township or another township that had fire rescue, then you're bringing in those resources as well.
All they did was found a loophole to create a fire territory.
Yeah, that's what happened, and maybe Fletcher doesn't want to be a part of this, I don't know. And I'm just using Green Township as an example. I know they have a 9-cent tax rate, I know that they're bleeding, I understand that they need more than 9 cents per $100 assessed value, but where's their break even? Is it 15 cents, is it 20 cents? I don't know those answers, but I would hope that you would before you decided that we needed to go up to a 540% increase to 31.95 cents per 100.
Okay.
Is there any way that the surplus that we're trying to get rid of right now, or trying to earmark, can it be used for the equipment fund? It's like, it's 113 a year. Could it be used to, for that, or is it only in addition to?
Only in addition to.
Only in addition to.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, this money could be used to purchase stuff for the fire department. Maybe they could redirect their funding somewhat.
Well, I just thought if you've got the, you need the equipment fund there, so you got 113. This money would almost fund that for 4 years, and then we could reduce the tax rate some to offset it.
I wouldn't see why we couldn't. I'll have to check with DLGF and State Board of Accounts on it. I can see.
I mean, it would continue to fund the fire department like, the equipment fund as it stands now without even changing it. If we could move that over into that over the course of the next 4 years, we could drop some sort of tax relief to somebody in January. I mean, that'd be my thought, because most people, people are getting hit hard with the taxes, so anything we could do to.
I mean, just to share with you guys, I've had people reach out to me, and at this point, it's about once a week saying, I can't hold on much longer, I can't afford to stay here. And, some of them, you wonder if they're being, a little scared and just overthinking, but I just seen a lady post her house. She told me a month ago she didn't think she could keep it, and it just went on the market yesterday. I know that I have at least one neighbor in my immediate neighborhood that's in foreclosure. 2 more that have reached out and said, and said that they didn't think that they could hold on much longer. Most people can't afford a $257 a month taxing mortgage increase for more than a couple of months, let alone longer than that. And I wish we could find a way to be able to go back and find some middle ground, literally in the middle of the tax jump that we did and reassess it. Because I hope that you guys don't think that we're out here just causing trouble to cause trouble. I hear these seniors reach out to me, and it breaks my heart. I'm encouraging people to go to the food bank, because it shouldn't be this way. And God forbid we lose a couple of barns, and I know fire safety is huge, I get it. And I think everybody here does. We just want an appropriate fix for the problem. And I hope that you would know that if we'd known this ahead of time, I would have been right here trying to find solutions. We would have all been right here doing whatever we could, fundraiser, you know, whatever, looking at other fire departments to see how they're doing things. And I know that we come off hostile to you because of course it's, you know, it's a decision that you folks made that affects us. And so you're gonna think that it's hostile, but we're frustrated and it doesn't seem like there's a lot of answers. And like you said, that nobody's really brought you any solutions when there has been some solutions. I know Dan brought numbers. So I just want to figure out how we move forward in a productive way. You know, like has the fire, do you know if the fire department has submitted the paperwork for the ISO rating?
Yes,
Has that
they have.
been? They
Yes.
did? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then the rating's should be much better based on when we talked to them, so
We don't know.
there's improvements.
Megan, when will that test come through?
Is there any more?
Official date for the test yet.
They've done their part for the survey this year though. And I'll come out and say that because I was pretty boisterous. I wasn't sure, wanted to make sure that it got submitted. They've done their part as far as submitting that.
Well,
So I just want to ask a question. As an elected official who represents all of these constituents that are here, who did you guys talk to that said, hey, this is a great idea, we should do that? You work for us.
You're right. You're right.
What's on the deck sometimes.
Who did you talk to that said, hey, Bill, this is fantastic. We need this big budget increase. We need a full-time fire department.
When the talk started, I did some research on my own, looked at other areas of the state that created territories. Most of them, yes, they had the major growing
They're
pains,
not
they had
your
issues.
constituents though. Those aren't your constituents.
No, they're not my constituents. But I also had people come up to me and say, this is great. They didn't mind, they understood.
But did they know the increase that was gonna happen? They might think
No,
it's
they
great
didn't know it
until
beforehand.
it's
This was after.
550%.
Mine went 660, so I'm right there, I understand.
But are you at poverty level like these people, a majority of these people are that are losing their homes? Are you on social security on a budget though?
No, I'm not on social security.
I mean, this is one of the poorest towns. I mean,
Now it is.
Not only that, they have the water problem here and they can't afford to pay their water bills.
Yeah.
And then.
I mean, let's fix one issue at a time. I think water's pretty important. I mean, we're losing people
Well-
that can't pay. It's medications or losing their house. That's pretty important. And we've got crap water. That's pretty important.
That's town problem.
And these houses are gonna
Yeah,
sit
that's a
empty
town.
because people aren't gonna be able to afford to move in here. I found out that one of my neighbors that moved in towards the end of last year, I think it was November-ish, moved in and they had a really hard time getting insurance on the house. I mean, she's a doctor and she had hard because of the ISO rating, because they told her that they didn't have a fire department. So, I mean, people aren't gonna wanna move into these neighborhoods because now the taxes are gonna be reflected, it's gonna show now for new folks moving in. So we're gonna have a bunch of houses sitting empty,
Okay.
you know what I mean?
With what you're looking at, I just went on the record that I would prefer everything that we are giving away or
Trying to
assigning,
capture.
yes, go towards lowering our ISO rating, which means water in whatever way, as long as everybody's happy with it, and towards the fire department to give them points for that ISO rating. And if anything on there can give them partial points, that
There's
should be a priority.
training equipment, there's all kinds of things on here that could.
I mean, I'm looking at some of this training equipment.
What's a Lucas device?
It's the automatic that gives them CPR. We don't need that.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm not saying we're gonna buy
I
it.
know,
This is
well,
just
I
to-
get that, but it's on paper and it's
Right.
proposed. And I've seen what this town's already done, and I haven't lived here that long. It's concerned, some of this stuff, I'm a trauma nurse. We don't need this in this town. I know they need equipment. I don't doubt that a bit. Some of these things, they don't need. And it concerns me, it's on paper, and now that it's on paper, it's like, oh, let's buy it. And so here we go again, and it's just this forward cycle of jacking up stuff again. So, I mean, if we've earmarked stuff and they need stuff, I'm totally for that, but I hope we revisit this again.
Okay,
Before
all
we
right.
purchase things.
When does this have to be approved by?
September
Next
30th.
week.
Basically, all we need to do is,
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb and make a motion that we table this and have an additional meeting when we find out if this fund can be used to lower the tax rate by capturing this money to take the place of the equipment fund, if the state will let us do that.
That's a good start.
So when will we be meeting again, since we're on a very, very short, isn't it just like next week or something?
it would have to be,
It has to be next
it has to be submitted by the 30th. If not, then.
Right. And I reached out to Carmen, I think she goes by Sean, to ask to invite you guys to post on the two Morgan Town Facebook pages, as well as the other places that you guys are doing. We're trying to watch this. We're trying to kind of.
Well, the township now has its own, what do you call it, webpage or website or whatever. Everybody aware of that now?
No, you guys didn't share it though. You don't feel
Well,
like.
we just got it up and it's still having a couple minor issues.
You guys said last year that you were gonna do a better job on Facebook in posting and keeping us notified. And you didn't. You haven't posted on the people in Morgantown. We brought it to your attention that all you can do is post on there and you can see it. And you said, you're right, we admit it.
Yeah.
We didn't do good.
Yeah.
We will do better.
You still have.
And you still haven't.
No, I apologize for that. We've got the site now. We're trying to do the best we can on it.
That's not good. That's not good.
Okay.
Besides after the fact.
Posting on Monrovia doesn't help us here.
Got a motion?
Got a motion on the floor and a second.
Doing all of our money is just do the best you can. I mean, incompetence is just through the roof.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You must say no.
Then we need to schedule a meeting as soon as we can get an answer from DLGF and the State Board of Accounts whether we can do that. So we can get it finalized.
When will be the latest you could schedule the meeting? Like the 29th, and you can turn this over on the 30th?
Don't push them out.
Might be pushing it a little bit, but we can,
Well, you have to.
we have to have it by the 30th. Has to be submitted by the 30th.
So the 27th, 28th, it gives you a day and a half to get it done. 26, somebody make a date.
Yeah, we got all of this here. Can we just agree on a date today so we can?
That's fine with me. You guys pick a date. We'll try to make it work.
How much time do you need this paperwork? A couple days, you can get it?
The DLGF doesn't work fast, so.
No, they do
No, they
not.
don't.
What do you want? Tuesday night?
25th, so a week.
It gives them a week. Gives you 5 days to get it in. Well, finish here. Finishes here, that's only gives them 4 days. So the 24th.
You gotta have it by the 30th.
Yeah.
4 days. 4 business days. Don't look at your to-do list.
Yeah, I was gonna say next Thursday night is probably.
How many days does that give you to get it in?
Huh?
Next Thursday, how many days does
Well,
that give you?
I mean, as far as by law, it's submitted. I fill it in for Dale, but, I mean.
A weekend is
well,
not good.
Huh?
Yeah, a weekend isn't good, huh?
No,
Are you
DLGF
kidding me?
didn't
I'm
work
in
on
private
weekend.
practice. I haven't had a weekend off in 35 weeks.
I'm
So,
only
no,
15.
that's not really the problem. The problem is getting it to, look, as much as everybody is complaining, you understand, the state of Indiana does not do very good about collecting taxes and funding, like the state government. It can be really slow. So there's just, they're slow.
We'll have to apply for an extension then,
What's that?
Ask for an extension.
while we're waiting on the state.
We can try that, but I doubt if they'll let us do it, Eric.
That should be a plan B. Plan A is getting us all back together
Yeah.
with enough time to file it. So you guys decide.
So is Thursday a good day, the 25th?
Thursday, the 25th,
Is that,
7,
is that?
7 p.m.
everybody got that?
Everybody all right?
Bring all your friends.
27th at 7.
25th. 25th at 7 p.m.
25th at
So either
7.
that's that.
I mean, that would give you just some sort of emergency. You wanna,
Quick question, I know we're looking for a tax refund. I know we're talking for a tax refund, but do we have for taxes next year? Are we capped, or are we, how are you doing the taxes? Are we gonna have another 600% increase, or how is this gonna work?
Hopefully our assessment goes down.
No.
That's got a lot
That's
of.
probably reassessed when things are going down.
No.
Well, how does that work when I'm already at my personal tax cap? So like you can't go any higher with my personal situation, so that means no matter what you guys do.
No one knows what Senate Bill 1's gonna do to any taxes.
I know,
That's,
which is something.
we have no clue. We
which
may,
is something
this
we-
budget may be cut in half. We don't know what's gonna
Which
happen.
is why we need to go back to the drawing board and lower that tax rate, because nobody in this room is prepared for that hit, that the taxes are coming from the county. Because we don't have 3,500 people, so we're gonna be fighting the county for whatever shares of the money, because we
The
can't.
county, the school, the
Yeah.
library, everybody's
Yeah,
taxes went up.
And you can't
Everybody
impose-
raised it.
And with this new law, you can't impose a levy.
Nope.
If you have fewer than 3,500, it's either 34 or 35, so don't quote me on that. But, so we're gonna be fighting the county for any little bits of money that we get. So county is going to raise our taxes.
Well, what they're saying is, Mark made a motion over what we suggested. Bill's gonna contact the DLGF. He's gonna see if that money that was earmarked for the territory can be financed
No,
with this.
the earmarked for the capital improvement
Yeah.
could be used instead of the tax rate for the equipment
And then
replacement.
they could potentially lower the tax rate to whatever the adjustment is between those two. Because that's $113,000 a year that they don't have to come up with if that money can be used for it.
Okay.
But the DLGF will have to sign off on it.
Well, and I guess the other question I have, just for anybody in the room that, or maybe at home that may not want to ask the question, how do people ask for help if they do need help? Like, what's the way they go about asking for help through the trustee? Like, what, is there a form, is there?
There is an application that's a state requirement. We have nothing to
Where?
say on that. They can contact the township office by phone.
So it's not online?
It is online now.
The application is online?
Yes, application is online now.
I think that's why we're all here, because I just hope that request did fall on a bunch of deaf ears. And there's a lot of people, I think, in the county that are suffering.
They are.
And you guys really need to take a look at this. You did this whole thing in the dark.
Yep.
Okay? And then, now it looks like you don't have to spend as much money as you thought you did. So now we're looking back at it again. You ought to scrap the whole damn thing and start over. And give us our money back.
Is that a motion?
I second move on. Folks, we
Now,
need
you
to
guys
move on to
wait.
the next resolution. And it's about the road structure for capital improvement plan. Ain't that tabled that too? Would that be a moot point now?
Well, yeah, actually it is. We can't create that until we make sure we've got the capital improvement plan.
so you want to table that over until the next meeting?
That would have to be tabled also, and number 5 would have to be tabled also.
He
So
just overshot and just tried to be safe and sorry somebody didn't call
Make a
somebody.
motion that we table that as well as the resolution to adopt the. Second.
Can I ask a question? What is this, the road infrastructure, what roads would this pertain to?
It's a new requirement that the state has come out with
Okay.
to capture funds from townships, redirect it into the township's roads and infrastructure. You could probably explain it better than I can, can't you? It's very
These are state roads that are,
convoluted.
yeah, so the state would take care of them. We got 2 major roads, so
We're
are
not
they
talking-
outside of those roads? So what roads are we talking about? That's what I'm trying to,
The county roads in the township, as far as we understand,
county roads,
Yes.
that's what this would pertain to.
yes.
Okay, that's what I was, okay, gotcha.
But we're tabling it all.
Right.
Yeah, I just was
Table that
wanting
too.
to know what, if there were specific roads, how that would be
That
cited.
That depends on how your memorandum of understanding is written. Because you have, in our situation, we could either have a memorandum of understanding with the county or the town. I've got to check to see if we can split it between the two or not.
Well, how's it determined? Does the county make the decision and then there's funds and then we make the decision of how that's split up onto what roads, or how is that determined, I guess?
We're still trying to figure that part out. Every trustee you talk to has interprets it differently.
So this is a new program, is that why we're having issues with it?
Brand new.
But you only have to do that if you can secure the funds
Right.
other way.
Yeah.
That's the worst case scenario, is that you have to split it up or give it to one or the other. The idea is to lock up the funds so the township can have it.
Right.
Is there any way you could share any of the training things that you've seen? Are there any like YouTube training videos on the new?
Indiana Township Association has
On
all
YouTube
on
or just their
YouTube.
website?
On YouTube.
So you guys do that, we wanna educate ourselves on YouTube, the Indiana
Trustees Association.
Trustees Association,
And you'll see on there's several of them that are just,
trying to cover this new
yes, trying to figure it out.
And it's already gone into effect.
Already gone into effect. There was no guidance given. It was, here it is.
Because the county commissioners at the meeting the other night, they were already stressed about how they were going to have enough money to take care of the roads. They said that there are gonna be some bridges that they're supposed to be inspected, was it every 2 years? And they're getting to the point where they're going to have to figure out which ones to prioritize because it's not gonna be possible.
We pay enough gas tax, we shouldn't have bad roads.
Exactly.
We have a motion on the floor to table the next 2 items. I so move.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no.
What were the next 2
Items?
items?
Numbers, basically,
Number 3, we already took care of.
Okay,
4 and 5 were this motion.
all right.
Because until we find out what DLGF will let us do on this, there's no need to do them in the resolutions.
Okay.
And hopefully they will give us an answer sooner than later.
I have kind of a two-parter question, since you guys are all excited about questions right now. So this is in the fire hydrant situation. Fire hydrants, whether they're up, whatever words you use, up to code, up to par. Are we being penalized on the, what's the funding, the rating?
ISO.
That one. Are we being penalized because of the quality and the output of our fire hydrants? And if so, is that why 60,000 is on here, whatever? And I, besides living in the past, it's learning from it. When we were in doing our roads, and some people had their roads done for months, they were torn up. Did anyone consider redoing some of the fire hydrants then? The roads are already dug up.
you refer to the roads here in town?
Yeah, as we're doing these
I can't
roads,
speak for those.
This is
All
a
right.
township meeting,
pardon?
this is a township meeting.
So
I
was
don't
just,
know
well,
about the
the,
towns.
the numbers are on here for fire hydrants though, and so I was gonna do, anyways.
It should.
Done. When you were doing the survey, you're asking other communities in Indiana. This goes to our tax increase, our fire thing. Did you survey, before we went from volunteer to full-time, full pay, how many other people did you find in a community this size with this many full-time employees in the fire department?
Well,
How many people, how many other towns did you find like Morgantown?
they're not full-time, they're all part-time. There's no benefits. or
All right, let's
nothing
just
like
say
that. It's
volunteer
it's
to pay.
It's just an hourly pay.
Okay, volunteer to pay. How many other communities did you find with this amount of population that said, oh no, it's a good idea, pay everybody?
I can't give you an exact figure right now.
That should have been
I would have
researched.
to go home and look at my notes.
I would like to know how many communities this size, this AV,
Assessed evaluation.
yep, how many this size, this many people, this size radius in the state of Indiana have a tax rate that high and 3 firefighters?
That's basically, he said it better. That's what I
Well,
was
and wait a
thinking.
minute though, because with that first meeting, you guys admitted that you did not look at any
Yeah, he
other
done.
fire departments.
I already
You guys
know
said
the
that you
answer.
didn't check into any other fire departments when you were considering. At that first meeting that I came to, you admitted that you did not. So I can go back and watch, maybe I'm misunderstanding or something, but you said you
And
had to
maybe
go
I
home
did.
and look, but I'm pretty sure at that first meeting, you said that you did not.
I may have said that. I'm gonna have to go home and look to
What
see my notes.
information, what information was gathered to base this kind of an increase on us? Who did you look at as a model?
Okay.
Are we the new model, which is horrible if we are?
We're the only ones paying this.
It's horrible.
Can we put that on the agenda for the 25th?
More power.
We talk about all these fire hydrants and all this money for fire hydrants. Why do we have to do? We don't live in town. We're not gonna get any benefit from.
I'm gonna try to work on that and see if there is a possibility of that.
We were looking at possibility.
Brown County Water,
What about painted
but you're
hills?
close. Painted Hills, I don't know. Their systems.
You have to get a grant, they have to write a grant, that's a whole other process to
But
get
if
the
we
water
could,
out there.
if we can benefit that though, I mean, we could put in the dry hydrants as their so-called name in other locations.
Even with the paid fire department, right into our house, it's gonna be a total loss.
For those of you, for those of you that don't understand ISO fully, I don't understand it fully, but the improvements in towns that they make with the water, it's not gonna fully benefit us all the way out if it's all in town. So the ISO rating is gonna be it could be a 7, 8, 6, 8. So if the water improvement's only in town, we're looking at just the town. I know some of you are in the town and that would benefit you, but those of you that are outside of the town aren't gonna fully benefit from
But water
in-town hire.
Water movement with tankers.
Yep,
And
shuttle.
that counts towards an ISO. Green Township, we've had this stuff done for years, where we've had water shuttles and how we figured out.
They do
including
here
mutual
too.
aid.
They do here too.
Well, why are we at 10?
Huh?
Why are we at 10 then?
Because nothing's been.
Because we
submitted in
couldn't
3
have any
years.
cooperation years ago when it dropped to the town on the water side of things.
It was just.
Well, we're
Well,
talking
that's
about
what-
tanker and water, not water hydrant.
It goes on a lot of different things besides just tanker and water.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if you look at the ISO manual, it's about yay thick, and you have to be an attorney to understand the legalese in it. I mean, hydrants don't constitute that much in the ISO rating. Water shuttles, water flow with pumps from the fire trucks do.
Right. That's what I said.
That's what you just said.
So what changed in ours that made us drop from a 7 to a 10?
Because we didn't get any cooperation when they were here from the town on hydrants here in town.
That's why I brought up the hydrants.
There were some other issues too.
So each year that paperwork has been submitted to the ISO, the ISO paperwork.
I can't answer that, that would
And
be up to the
anybody
fire department.
answer, does anybody have the answer to that?
They've submitted.
I know
Every
this
year.
year, but in the years past.
Well,
like
it's
the last
every
couple
5 years and they can amend it if they want. It depends on whether or not they feel like they need to improve.
We've got one more item on the list. Let Bill talk about Jason Allen, who's retired from the board.
What's a Lucas device?
The Lucas device. The Lucas device, $35,000.
Yeah, whatever.
Google that, you get one for 14,000.
It's a machine, I believe, it's a machine that automatically,
It does what? Automatically?
it automatically attaches to a gurney and mechanically gets CPR.
Oh, my lord.
You can't have.
No.
Good thing we don't have full-time firemen for that.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna.
As the agenda states, Jason Allen has resigned from the Jackson Township Advisory Board. And that's all there is to that right now.
What was that?
Jason Allen has resigned from the Township Advisory Board.
So this creates a problem with the territory board. Our territory board, is he still sitting on the territory board?
He's not on the territory board.
Who from the township's on the territory board?
Mark was, he stepped down the other day. When we get a replacement for Jason, then we'll determine then who the representative will be.
What's that process gonna be for replacing Jason?
Do you guys
Replacing
just choose
Jason?
them or?
And Mark.
No, I did not choose him.
The town, we have to notify the county Republican chair. We will hold a caucus of the precinct committeemen, the three of them in this township, and they will select someone to fill a position on the board here.
Can anyone submit their name for that, or do they
You
already
have to
have
be
it?
a registered Republican, have to voted Republican in the last 3 election cycles.
That's your only requirement?
Yes, ma'am.
How does your name get on that list that they're gonna choose from?
You have to contact the county treasurer.
That's all I needed. I didn't know if you guys referred or.
So there's already a Democratic person on there, and then there's.
No, it's not, but it's a Republican, he's a Republican member, it's picked
Oh,
by a
to pick,
Republican
it's
caucus.
Who's on the caucus?
I don't know who the 3 precinct committeemen are anymore. I have no idea who they are.
I don't.
It's just the 99ers.
If they were voted on in the last election, so, or election before.
I mean, elections have consequences.
But that's how the position on this board will be filled. By a caucus of that the county chair has so much time to call after he's notified of this resignation.
Where
She's
you, we have
notified.
absolutely no say in that at all.
If you want to contact the county chair, you could, or your precinct committeeman. I mean, I don't make that law, that's state law.
Can that information be disseminated on maybe the People of Morgantown Facebook page, so it's out there?
I don't think they're gonna do that, but I'll do it.
Thank you.
Yep.
If I knew how to, I would. I'm not a Facebook person.
It'll be on the tape of this meeting tonight.
That's why I put mine, so I will have this recording and it will be on the opposition page. I have 2 microphones up there, so hopefully it improves the sound, because I had a hard time with the last meeting too. Yeah, it was really, those meetings were really, really hard to hear. I don't know if you can upgrade or get a couple additional mics, and it might be an easy fix, I don't know.
I think we need to.
They're not that expensive, $75.
It's in the
Not that bad.
$60,000 column.
I have a line item.
Upgrades is the building.
Okay.
I know, right? What is it, Lucas? Maybe
Hey, Bill, we need to contact your office. Where is your office?
It's at my house.
I just want everybody to know that.
Yep, it's listed on everything. See what?
Complaints or whatever, they can come to your house.
Yep. They can come out there.
Okay, unless we have anything else, I'll have to ask for a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you guys. Thank you.